Okay, everybody. Ainsley has left to go back to school, but she left her favorite t-shirt behind. She forgot to pack it. So today I've put it on and we're going to wait to see if she notices that I have it on. So stay tuned. Would you rather live in a cave or live in a treehouse?
I would rather live in a treehouse.
I picked live in a cave.
Whoa.
Who knew?
I did not see that one coming. No idea.
Welcome to Second Saturday, the podcast where every Sunday feels like a Saturday.
This is episode 4 and I'm Ainsley.
And I'm Jenn, and Ainsley has left me behind.
I know, I'm sorry. In this episode, we're talking about how I've headed back to school and then whatever my crazy mother's been up to. We're going to find that out.
Might have up some things.
She's going to be super crazy because apparently she just ate a cinnamon bun.
I did.
And is absolutely wired.
I am. So like alcohol or caffeine, like that's not my thing. Like I don't have any problems with that, but you give me like a small amount of sugar and that is my jam, right? Like yeah. I can feel it coursing through my veins and it comes through my, and then I just get so warm and I get so excited inside. And so it was a rough day at work. So I just put it back today.
Yeah, she goes absolutely crazy. Like it is true that, and everyone says it and she says herself that like if she gets more drunk off sugar than she does alcohol, and like the smallest amount. Like you can tell, you are very aware when she has had a little dose of sugar because she's crazy.
I am. I used to teach, or I used to do Zumba classes way back when. And I remember one time I ate an entire container of shortbreads before we did Zumba. And I just went like, let's go. And I just went nuts. And I think the next week we were in at the grocery store and the lady that was checking us out, she was a regular that used to come to Zumba. And I remember Ainsley was just itty bitty. And so we're checking her stuff in and ate, and she grabs like a can of pop or something like that. And she just slams it on the checkout thing. And she's like, Ainsley, do not let your mother have any of this type of stuff tonight before we do Zumba. And I just burst out laughing.
That's awesome.
So, yes. As you can tell, we are both ill. Yeah. I'm just ending my cold. Yours.
I just got mine yesterday, the day before we're recording this. So, and it is inevitable that almost every time I get sick, I lose my voice. And I'm only a day in, which is a little weird. But that is why I sound so weird. And you might hear some coughing, gagging,
and
hacking,
and gagging.
No, I'll try and be really good about it. But just putting it out there that my voice will die the more we talk about life.
Well, you're in luck, Ainsley, because I have lots to say.
It's a good day for you.
I actually, as this week has gone, I have actually made sticky notes of things that I want to talk about. You could tell I'm coming into the second stage of my life where my memory is like, not so much. So I have a sticky note with things that I want to say on it today.
And I just want to acknowledge as well, like we record our episodes in advance because life is hectic on both ends. So while we're recording this one, we've just recently put up our first episode. And we've loved all the positive feedback. So I know you'll be hearing this from me 4 weeks after that one has been out. But I just wanted to say it so people were aware that it was very appreciative of everything that we've heard back from it and everyone answering our would you rather question.
Yeah.
And it was quite interesting to see that majority of people would rather live their 20s again.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I was totally surprised that it was like pretty much a one-sided, I'd relive my 20s.
I think there was 2 people that said 40s, and neither of those people are in their 40s yet.
Well, maybe they're expecting some big things.
Isn't that crazy?
40s. Well, maybe they're expecting big things, man.
Hey,
I mean,
nothing wrong with it. I just think it's crazy that they're choosing the unknown over what they've already known a little bit.
Well, hey. Sometimes the unknown is better than what we know,
that
right?
Is very
Maybe
true.
you're like, man, my 20s sucked. Bring on the 40s. I don't know.
That is very true. But I just wanted to acknowledge that, even though it's a few episodes later. But
yes.
Yeah.
So.
But our would you rather question?
Oh yeah.
You would rather live in a cave.
I would rather live in a cave.
Why?
Yes. Okay,
Why
so
would
here's,
you? Why would you, of
I
all
know,
people, want to be isolated in a
I know,
dark cave?
I know. So I have reasoning for this. I thought about this question long and hard, and
You better,
I was,
because can I just say, like, your office is all black and you hate it. So this is
well, maybe I would put
this is
sparkly things in my
very
cave.
confusing.
Maybe I'd put sparkly things in my cave, Ainsley.
Okay.
Like, let's not just, let's also understand that I probably would dress it up pretty darn nice. Right? Okay,
Mm.
so I did. I picked cave, and the reason why I picked cave is this is coming back from lodge life, but I picked it because of the consistency of the temperature in the cave.
That's
So
fair.
if you remember, when we owned the lodges, there was lots of mining that was done and prospecting on the island that we lived in and around the lake that we lived on. So there was an old mine that was attached to our island that we used to go and visit and take like guests to check it out. And then there were a couple of, well, they're caves, but they were areas back, I think in the 1920s or 1930s, where they
Mm.
actually, with hand tools, dug into the rock, and they went in, the one spot was in like a good 40 or 60 yards, like it was a
Yeah,
long ways in,
it was really deep, and there was like
right?
a side tunnel attached to it for a little bit as
Yeah,
well.
like an offshoot. Yeah. And so what they did was, we're going to get a history lesson here. What they did was they followed a vein of quartz into the cave. So when you were walking into it, you could see that vein of quartz because that's where minerals penetrate rock.
Which,
Okay,
for
here we
anyone
go.
who doesn't know what quartz is, it's like that like crystally white looking rock that you always think is the coolest thing ever when you're little,
Yeah,
but
right? You think
it's just a rock, really.
it's like a diamond when you're little.
Yeah.
So anyways, they had this cave, and so we would go in there, and no matter how hot or how cold it was, the cave was always the same temperature, and it was cold. Mind you, I am ready to stay more in a cooler state than a hot state because like this does not regulate this very well anymore. Um, so I would prefer to be in the cave. And then the other thing is there used to be a prospector that lived on that island well before the lodges ever existed, and he would put all of his perishables. He lived on our island, like he lived in we had an old logged cabin, was part of our fishing camp, and that's where he originally lived. But he would put all of his perishables in the cave because it was like regulated just like several degrees above freezing. Like it was cold in the cave, but that's where he kept all of his perishables so
Oh,
that they
I
wouldn't
didn't even know
spoil.
that.
Yeah. And then
Is that what the guide cabin was, or is it a different cabin?
no, it was the one that we had like our main cabin for signing in and all that fun stuff. The
Oh,
one,
that
the
was the
old,
original
yeah,
cabin. Oh,
yeah,
I
that
didn't
was the
even
original
know
cabin.
that. Look at that, I'm learning things.
We're learning stuff. And then what this prospector also did was he used to take anything when he would leave in the wintertime. He couldn't leave any of his canned goods because they would freeze. So what he would do is he would put them all in bags and he would chop into the ice and or before it would freeze, and he would sink them to the bottom of the lake, like just like within whatever 4, 6, 8 feet of water. And then because the temperature in the water never gets
Oh,
above
that's
freezing,
true.
so then his cans never froze, and when he came back the next season, he could just pull them up and it was all still fresh and they never froze. So,
Oh,
anyways, I guess I'm going to live like a prospector if I'm living in the
yeah,
cave.
that is such a weird. That is just not the lifestyle I expected you to choose.
Listen, I thought hard about this
You
question.
did.
So,
That's like such the polar opposite of who you are.
I know.
You like
I
need
know.
social interaction. You
I'm not
can't
saying
like.
other people won't be in the cave with me, Ainsley. I'm not
Oh,
like a
that's
caveman
true.
and they're all by myself. I want to have a bunch of people, but
That's
that would be
true.
my choice. So that is why
It'll be
I
like the
choose.
Croods. You'll be living like the Croods
Oh my gosh.
when they all pile
Listen,
on top of each other to sleep.
right? I'll do it. I'll do it for sure.
Oh my,
I mean, I'm already in the cave, so I got half of that down.
that's
So
true.
okay, so you picked a
I picked
treehouse.
treehouse. I didn't really think much about it, but I think I like light. Like I hate when it's dark. If I'm in my room, like it cannot be dark. Like it is not dark. Like I have a light on until I'm about to fall asleep. Like there is. So I think I would just like that there'd be light and air and
Hmm.
birds and life above ground. Um,
My cave is not below ground, thank you very much.
but it's in the ground.
Well, no, I'm digging it into a cave in the side of a hill or something like
Yeah,
that,
so it's
man.
in the
Like,
ground.
oh, this cold has gotten to you, I swear.
But I don't know.
Um,
I just think a
I know.
treehouse for me. I think it would just be nice. I think like you can imagine just the extravagant. I could have a whole house up there in a tree, and it'd be a tree house. Mm-hmm. Technically.
Okay, well, I'll come and visit you in your treehouse.
I'll come visit you when I need some perishables.
Let's say you're not visiting me in the cave. Give me a break. You're not visiting me.
I'll come steal your bag of cans that are frozen under the water.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you come to me for the food. Like, where's the change there? Right? All your life. You come home, eat. Come home, eat. Oh, I'm going to go to mom's cave, have some food. Right?
Why not? Why not?
Right?
You gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Also, why are you wearing my shirt? What is this? This woman told me she was gonna mail me my shirt, and it does not look like it's in a box.
This is true. Okay, so I was wondering if you would notice if I am wearing, this is Ainsley's favorite shirt.
It's my shirt.
And you also have like 4 or 5 other things that never left with you either.
Oh, yeah, things were scattered everywhere. But you called me and told me about the shirt. I was like, oh, I love that shirt. I said I wear it all the time. It was supposed to be in the mail on its way here.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I won't even wash it. I'll just throw it in the mail for you.
How kind of you.
You know, hey, I'm a thoughtful mom. I'm a thoughtful mom. That's awesome.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay, so what about you guys? Where would you rather live? Would you rather live in the cave or would you rather live in the treehouse? So if you leave a comment, let us know because we are looking at them. We love the responses that we had so far. And let us know which you would choose and why. So, I mean, I'm going for practicality over here. Say, like, cave every time.
I can go to the store. I don't have to stay in my treehouse forever.
You can like swing from vines and all that fun stuff.
Ainsley in the jungle.
Ainsley in the jungle, right?
Sounds fun.
Ainsley in the jungle. Okay, and side note, I got to talk about this. Okay, so I was up really, really early this morning, and this is how, like, I'm not far off of this on a regular basis, regardless of whether I had sugar or not. But my alarm, I woke up about half an hour before my alarm this morning. My husband was already up, so I thought, you know what, I'll just get up and I'll spend some time with him. So I got up. And I'm walking down the hallway, and at 5:30 in the morning, this is the song that is playing in my head when I wake up, and it goes, knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me, twice on the pipes if the answer is no. And I'm like, it's 5:30 in the morning. Like, what is all of this? I'm like, no. And I'm literally having a conversation in my head about the song playing in my head. At 5:30 in the morning. I'm like,
I woke up the other day and the song Money, Money, Money. I don't even watch Mamma Mia. I don't even know if I've ever seen the movie.
Oh.
But first thing, like, I woke up, opened my eyes.
Wait, is it Money, 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 or is it Mamma Mia?
No, it's like, there's a song that goes, I'm pretty sure it's Money, Money, Money. I don't know the rest of it. I think that's the song. But it's the melody anyways. And it just opened my eyes. Boom. Money, money, money. I was like, oh my goodness.
It's hard to be us sometimes.
It is.
Nobody wants this stuff at first thing in the morning, right?
It is. It's awful. Or when you're trying to go to bed.
Yeah.
That one's hard too.
Well, I got to shut down 3 songs, 2 movies, and whatever else is playing in my head at the time. You know what? In the middle of summer, we had the fan going so hard in our bedroom that the little like toggles that come down were like clicking, and I'm laying there, and as they're clicking, I'm like click, 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 and I like literally made like a song out of the stupid clicking of the fan toggles, and I'm talking to myself in my head. I'm like, what are you doing? Just go to sleep.
Goodness.
No, go.
It's hard. It's hard being us.
Yeah, it's hard being us, people. It's hard being us.
I mean,
all
right, try, but
right.
Yeah.
Ainsley's back at school. She's left me.
I am in Ontario. You are in Manitoba.
Still here.
30 million hours away.
I'm heartbroken. The fun meter in our family has tilted. My husband and my son, great guys, super fun, super nice, but they're not like the weird fun that we are. Like, I feel like we're like a weird fun. So, like, for example, like when Ainsley's home, we'll just sitting there getting supper ready, and I'll be like, Stuart. And this will go on with anything, like any word.
Yeah.
So now that Ainsley's not there, I'm in the kitchen and I'm making supper and I'm like, Stuart. And there's nothing. And finally I have to look at my husband. I'm like, hey. And he's like watching TV. He's like, what? Oh, sorry, Stuart. It's not the same.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
No.
But yeah, I'm back at school. I did the trek almost 2 weeks ago now. I drove down to Winnipeg, which was about 7 hours, because you were down there for a conference for a couple days. So I joined you. I left a couple days early and spent a couple nights with you, and we went we went to the baseball game in Winnipeg.
We did.
I almost forgot about that a little bit. But that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
So I just checked online, and they are in the playoffs. Our little Winnipeg team, our Winnipeg Goldeyes, were leading their division, and they just got through the first round, the best 2 out of 3, and they won last night. So now they're going to like a conference final or divisional finals, the best of 5. So, anyways, I'm keeping up with it.
That's good. Yeah. So we went to a baseball game, and we loved it so much that we went back the next night, and it was just a lot of fun. Like it was very like intense almost. Like the first game was very low scoring, the first game went really fast. Like we were in the 6th inning all of a sudden.
They were fast with their outs and their strikeouts.
Yeah, exactly. But it was really fun to watch them, and like the players, like we were right in the front row on the visitor dugout, so we could like hear them. We talked to the one coach a little bit the first night. It was crazy to see how many like foul balls they hit into the stadium. And the stadium isn't huge, so some of them would go over, and Mom was paranoid that one was going to hit her truck in the parking lot.
Yeah, like we parked right outside of the stadium, and it's not very big. And when they went over, and then he's like, "Oh, I bet that hit your car, Mom." Or
it's funny because whoever's in the little media box was doing sound effects, so anytime a ball went straight over the back, they would do like a glass breaking sound effects as if it was hit someone's car. It was pretty good, but it was really fun. We went back twice. We bought sweaters the second time because we were hardcore fans.
We're hardcore fans now.
I got a ball, which was really exciting. I really wanted one. They hit a foul ball on the ground, and the first baseman threw it over to us of the visitor team. So that was a lot of fun. So I have that on my shelf over here. It's being displayed on top of a shot glass. If that explains anything about who I am.
True college style, right?
But that was a lot of fun. And then I had a friend of mine who I've been friends with since I started school. She actually flew out to Winnipeg to drive back to Toronto with me, which was really nice. So she came in bright and early, and we went and toured Winnipeg a little bit, had some breakfast. Nothing crazy. It was raining, so we really couldn't do anything exciting. And then we started our journey. It was really crazy because she hasn't been like terribly far in Canada at all. And
she stated she'd never been to another province before.
But that was a lie.
I know.
I know.
She's like, I've never been to another province.
She's going to... Eve, I know you're going to be listening to
Shout
this.
out to her.
So I'm throwing you under the bus here. I picked her up in the truck, and she's like, oh yeah, on the plane I realized I'd never gone to another province. And I looked at her, and I was like, 2 years to the day, we were on a train going to Montreal. I was like, she's like, I didn't do that. No, don't tell anyone. Well, now I just told the whole world. But so that was a lot of fun. But it was just crazy, like especially even when I was telling people when I got back here about the drive, and like Eve was able to tell people, like it is crazy the landscape through Ontario and how big it is, because 2 hours into our drive when we left Winnipeg, we were already back into Ontario. Yeah. So she had only been in Manitoba for like maybe 6 hours, less than that. And so that was pretty crazy. Like I was like, oh yeah, here's the border. And we're like, whoa, okay. Like there's the border. We're past it. So it was pretty cool. And then a few hours after that, we hit the time change. So she didn't even like spend a full day out of the time zone.
She didn't even get jet lag.
Like it was crazy. But it was pretty good. Like the first day we drove to Thunder Bay. So it's about an 8-hour drive from Winnipeg, which wasn't bad. I think we left around 1. So our plan was to go to Kekabeka Falls, which is this big little waterfall. And we went, like Mom and I and our family, we went and stopped one year on our way driving over for Christmas. So I got to see it when it was all frozen. So I was really excited. I was like, yeah, we're going to see the falls. We finally get to the falls, and it's pitch black out because we had to stop a few times because we had some like torrential downpours go through. So we had to stop and pull over. But it was still really cool because it was, once our eyes adjusted, it was really easy to see it actually. And all the photos on my phone enhanced it a bit, but it almost looked like snow, like the white compared to the dark of the rocks. Like it was really cool.
Nice.
Which I don't know when we went, but you have to like, I'm pretty sure you have to pay to get in there now. Because I think you can park your car and stay overnight if you need to. But we got in so late, the lady's like, oh, are you just like stopping quick? I was like, yeah. So she just let us in and we went to the bathroom and just checked it out.
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun. So we got to Thunder Bay and got some pizza and went to bed because we were tired. And then our second day of traveling was a pretty long day. We had almost 12 hours of driving to get to Sudbury. And so right up, sorry, my voice is not happy right now. Just like 10 minutes outside of Thunder Bay is the Terry Fox Lookout, which I didn't even know was there. And I've gone on this drive so many times, but it was actually really cool to go up and see. And I actually like read it and to see like not far from that lookout is where his last, like where he stopped running.
I didn't realize that.
So it's maybe 20 minutes max away from that is where his last like mile was, which was like 3,339, I believe. So it was really cool. And the lady there, they have a little info booth, but it's a lookout. So you can look out onto the Lake Superior, I believe. And it was really cool because you could see all their cargo ships and stuff. And it was like 7 a.m. So the sun was coming up and stuff. So it was really cool to see. And the lady at the information booth asked us like which way we were going. And she gave us a list of things to stop and see, which was really cool. So we, as we were going on, we stopped in White River, which is the home of Winnie the Pooh. That's where like the actual bear was purchased, which I didn't know that. I've driven past. I have driven through that. No, so it's first of all, I've always driven through White River every time I drive. I think I'm usually getting there in the evening though, but it's literally right on the highway. This statue thing, and I've never seen it in my life. It's like a little tree with Winnie the Pooh sitting in the top of it, and so I read that as well. And I don't know the name of the guy, but there was a soldier who bought a black bear from White River. And he named it Winnie because he's from Winnipeg.
So he's from Winnipeg.
The guy, he did get his name from Winnipeg, and then he went to go off for war and gave it to a zoo, and then eventually sold it to the zoo, where the bear gained the name Winnie the Pooh. And then this author would come with his son, Christopher, who really liked the bear, and that's where the story came from. So that was really cool.
Look at us with our like fountain of knowledge today.
I learned a lot on that drive. I'm like driving around and I was like, oh, look at this. I didn't know this was here or this and this and this. So we didn't really stop and see much more after that because we had a long drive, but it was good. Eve really enjoyed seeing all the hills and lakes and stuff. It was really cool because you come up a hill and you go down it and then there's just Lake Superior's right there, just wide open.
It's pretty. Yeah.
It's really pretty. So
it's really pretty.
She really enjoyed that. So we got to Sudbury and then went out for dinner and then woke up like bright and early, left it just after 6 because it's only about 4 or 5 hours from Sudbury to Toronto. So we booked her, dropped her off at her house, and then I was home.
Nice.
And yeah, I tried. It was a mission when I got here. I didn't have my stuff. When you walked into my room, it was like stress overload. Trying to build my bed, which still isn't put together properly.
Oh my god!
And it squeaks every time you move on it. It was a hot mess. So it took me a good week before. I still don't have everything figured out, and I've been here for 2 weeks, but we're getting there. But it was a good drive. It was really nice. It's the first time I've done that drive like outside of family with someone else, which was really nice. And the first time in the last 2.5 years, I guess, that I've done it. Didn't turn the radio on once. Didn't listen to Netflix once. Like we just talked, and even when we weren't talking, it was just crazy. The drive went by so much faster, and it was so much more enjoyable to do it with someone else.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah. I'm so glad that it went so well. My side of the story. I did really well this time. So this is your 3rd year. So I actually, you departed.
I did as well, but I think it's because I was with someone else.
Yeah.
I saw you crying in your truck, and I was like, no. I was like, I'm going to cry. And so I still haven't had my like cry, but I'm just waiting for it to hit me. One of these days I'm going to be stressed out and I'm like, I miss my mom.
I also I just had a short and just quick cry as I pulled out and left Ainsley and Eve to their truck, only because I had to go to the mall to pick something up for my friend. So I was like, you gotta get it together, girl. You can't go in there all looking just disheveled or just like a hot mess. So I did really good. And then on my way home, yeah, I actually did really good. I've been a little bit sad, but you know what? We have social media. We see
Yeah.
each other all day. But then I was thinking about like the other years that you have left. So the first, and I remember this, oh my God, this was hilarious. So the first year that Ainsley leaves, we have just recently moved to Snow Lake here, and I'm starting a new job. And so anyways, my husband drove Ainsley, like they both went and
Yeah.
went down to Toronto and Ontario to get her settled. And I was just distraught that I wasn't going. And I remember when you guys went to leave the driveway, you came running back and we're just like ugly cry, sobbing. You're like, I want you to go with me. And I'm like, I want to go. But I had to go to work. So this is how they're leaving out the door and I'm leaving out the door to go to my brand new job. Yeah. And I'm just like, it's just puffy and red, and it is not an attractive, like not even like a TV cry.
A job
like,
where like she's the face. Like people talk to her all day long with it. What this job was.
So I walk into my brand new job and I meet my boss, who I know, but I'm just like, hi, it's so nice to see you. I'm so excited to work here. Like I was just a hot mess. And then I'm meeting all these new employees for the first time. I'm like, hi, Jenn, it's nice to meet you. Oh my God, like how ridiculous for my first day of work. Oh, it was just, I thought, you look like such an idiot. So that was year one. And, you know, it was, and then so the second year,
one when you golfed?
I think that was maybe the first year and then so after work I went golfing and I just golfed by myself and I cried the entire time I golfed. I just cried the entire time I golfed. Year two, I drove Ainsley down to Winnipeg because she was going to take our vehicle and continue on and I was going to pick up a new truck. So my husband and I had already pre-organized me picking up the truck, so that's great. Ainsley has never driven in the city, and I'm sending her into the depths of Toronto with like 16 lanes of traffic. This girl has never gone more than a country bumpkin road, but okay, you go for it. So I see her off in the car, and she drives away, and I have to walk across the road to the vehicle dealership to pick up my truck. And I am bawling my eyes out. So there I go, walking in this car dealership, and I'm like, hi, I'm here to pick up my new truck. And I'm just a hot mess again. And the guy's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're getting a new vehicle. So excited. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. Can I just go? And so anyways, there is paperwork to do and whatever. So they asked me to sit down. So I'd sit down and I'm like, I would get composure. And then in about 5 minutes, I would just start again, like just in this random dealership. And I'm sure everybody there was like, what is wrong? This woman is nuts. Like, she's nuts. So then the guy's like, well, do you want to check it out? Blah, blah. And I'm like, sure, but I just want to get on the road and blah, blah, blah. So like, and I cried for 2.5 hours down the road. Yeah. So also not my finest hour. And then last year, I think I cried as well. You left straight from the house. So
no, last year we went to our concert.
Oh, that was a rough one too. So last year, Ainsley and I went to Winnipeg. We did some golfing in and around the area, and then we went to Fargo, North Dakota, and we went and saw Pink. That was Ainsley's Christmas gift from my husband and I. So we went down and we watched Pink, and Pink was awesome. Yeah. But like the whole time, I'm realizing that Ainsley's about to leave. So a song would come on, and we're like, yeah, and Ainsley's cheering, and she look over me, and I'm bawling because it's like, you know, a moment to remember. It was just. The ladies down the aisle beside me were handing me tissues. Like, it's just, it was. So then when we got back to Winnipeg and she had to leave, I also was a hot mess. And I was another 2.5, 3 hours of driving in the vehicle back home to like bawling my eyes out. Like,
I would cry immediately and then I'd get together because I'm like, okay, I'm about to go drive for 12 hours before my stop. And then I'd get to my hotel where I'd be by myself. And then that's where I'd fall apart. And the poor people next to me, because I wasn't even just like crying, like I was loud, like sobbing, crying. And I was like, oh, these poor people. I was just like dripping out of every part of my face. I was like, ah. So.
Well, at least you're behind closed doors in a hotel. Me, I'm at my first job. I am at a car dealership. You know, like it just. That's anyways, true. It just shows how much we love each other and how close we are that we hate being apart. Yeah. So that's the glory of this. So anyways, I'm glad you're there. I'm glad you're getting settled. I know that your courses, you're starting to get the feel of everything. So that's awesome. Last year.
Yep. This is my final year. And
so
then
that's exciting.
Then it's the real world. Holy moly.
Right?
Holy moly.
So as you have been getting settled in school, I have been dealing with a massive, horrific cold. Yeah. I was fortunate to be home on the weekend by myself, so I could just be all snotty and gross and whatever. And so anyways, my dog and I were home, and, you can't do anything but lay on the couch. You just feel so horrible. Yeah. So anyways, my diet wasn't really good because I just wanted comfort foods. And the one night I made brownie mix because I'm like, I just want something sweet, something desserty. I just want something. I was too lazy. I was too impatient to wait for the oven to cook them. So I got the waffle maker out and I put them in the waffle maker, like just little mini ones. And I cooked them in the waffle maker and I made these little really waffle. Smart. Oh, they were so good, Ainsley. And I put like whipped cream on them and stuff like that. It's what I ate for supper. Like that was my supper.
That's awesome.
But I didn't care. I was so sick.
Smart though.
I was so sick. So then I'm laying on the couch and I'm like, what am I going to do? So I thought, I'm going to rewatch Bridgerton. Because we've watched it before. So Bridgerton. So there I do. And I am doing like a marathon of rewatching Bridgerton. And I'd watched so much of it that I started to talk to the dog in an English accent. I'm like, Colin, I'm saying to the dog, would you like me to put my trousers on and we'll go for a stroll? The dog's looking at me and I'm like, basically that means, Garmin, do you want to go for a walk? But the whole time I'm talking to the dog in like a ridiculous English accent. Like this is how out of my mind I was with this cold. So I spent the whole weekend speaking to my dog in an English accent. And yeah, I just suffered through it. Now I'm kind of coming out of the tail end of it, still sick, but whatever, I can carry on.
I'm just getting mine. Everyone around me seems to be sick, so
yeah,
it is what it is. I've spent some time in the cold because I've been outside for football. So
yeah.
Hopefully we get over it quick. That's the goal.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's gonna take me a little hot minute because it's kind of still in my chest and it's still in my nose, but whatever. I'll just keep nasal sprays.
Mine's weird because like my nose is plugged, but it's not like I don't feel it like in my head or anything. It's really weird, but like no matter what, I will always lose my voice. And
I will send you a photo of the nasal spray that I have because it's working wonders for me. So
yeah, the one I have makes me gag every time I use it. So my poor roommate who shares the bathroom with me has to listen to me do that every day.
The one thing I did learn about myself though during this cold, it takes a lot of breath to be me.
It does.
Like it takes a lot of air every day to be me. And when your lungs are not working at full capacity, it's hard to be me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I was trying to talk. I was driving people home from football last night. I was trying to tell them stories and I was like, never mind running around for football. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
that was a rough one.
Oh, good times. Good times.
It is what it is.
It is. Well, coming up in the next few days, I've got glow golf that I'm doing. So we're doing glow golf at nighttime. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. So we have like glow in the dark, balls that glow up and things that mark the course. So anyways, my husband and I are going to go do that. Should be pretty fun. But other than that, I've already had kids ask me about badminton practice. I'm like, good Lord, we don't even start till February. But okay, we'll figure it out.
I'm still trying to golf. I have had 2 times now since I got back. I was supposed to golf. One, I was busy. Second one, I hurt myself. So I'm hoping that this weekend I can go again. We're going to see. And then other than that, I have a homecoming that I'm going to for someone else this week.
Fun.
So that should be a lot of fun. They're going to have a hockey game. And so that'll be a lot of fun. But that's about it for me. Just schoolwork. I have 2 assignments already I have to get done. So I need to work on those.
Yes. Yeah, I need to, all I need to do now? I need to clean your room.
Yeah.
Because I've been in your room.
Yeah.
It needs to be cleaned.
Yeah.
So I will clean your room for you. That's what I will do. And then when I'm done with the shirt, I'll clean the room with your shirt on and get it good and grungy. And I'll mail it to you. How's that sound?
Oh, how kind of you. See, this is funny because when she found my shirt, she's like, oh, I'll wash it for you and send it to you. And now she's
I did wash it.
Yeah, and now you're going to get it all gross.
Now I'm wearing it.
Yeah. I just want my shirt back.
As you could tell, like Ainsley, she's a graphic tee girl.
Yeah.
See? She's a graphic tee girl.
And I just got that one this summer, and I was very bummed that I left it there.
What is this Surfing Classic, I guess?
I don't know.
What it says.
Something random, but I like it.
It's not something I'd wear, but I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist today.
So maybe it is something you'd wear.
I couldn't resist. I had to do it. So I'm glad you noticed. Anything else to discuss today, Ainsley?
I think that's it, really.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up then. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Second Saturday.
Yeah. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And I say this every episode. I'm pretty sure you do follow. I have learned it's follow on Spotify. I've learned that.
Oh.
And I think I haven't learned that one yet. Even though I keep saying I'll learn it for the next episode. Maybe one day I will.
Okay.
Anyways,
next episode,
just follow it all and watch it all.
Follow it all and watch it all.
Next week.
Here all the time. You can never get rid of us. Good try. Good try.
Yeah, once we're in your life, good luck.
We in. We are in. All right, everybody. I'm signing off for now. We will see you next episode. Toodles!